I'm saying I'm back in your face, South Africa and the world, because I have no option but to come back in this fashion, even against the people I respected and I still respect. That I discovered some of them were influenced by the Hydra cartels. And I'm saying to them, coming through this media, because the newspapers and the reporter on the beat could not take my story. The editors of big newspapers in this country could not take my story. They had to run away from the story. People like Russell Molefe, who was then, I suppose, writing for Sowetan, ran away from the story. Pete Rampedi, together with Mzilikazi Ka something, Mzilikazi Ka Africa, ran away from my story. And publishers refused to take my story because they said it is written by Bavumile's brother. Who the hell did they expect me to be? To be some ghost writer? I ain't no ghost writer. I'm here, blood and flesh. I'm not. I'll never be a ghost writer for anybody, for that matter. But people that I respect, like once time Speaker of Parliament, South African Parliament, Gwen Mahlangu, now also Nkabinde, told me in a top hotel that is close to the union buildings. I've just forgotten, I've tried to remember the name. I could not remember it. Something like Marriott or something of that kind. But then I cannot be faulted for not remembering this name. I've been to many hotels. I'm not hoteling anymore, so I've forgotten these hotels. All right. She told me, and she's a dear friend who had the guts when she was Speaker of Parliament to invite me and John Mutuping, son of Zef Mutuping, and his wife, together with brother Sam Noche, who was Mutuping's manager, to a great big do for women in Parliament sometime back when she was still a speaker. But this woman who was very close to my brother Bavumile told me to the face that Thabo Mbeki had been planning a lot of things to get rid of Bavumile. She told me to the face. And one of them being the fact that Bavumile chose sides to be with Nomzamo Winnie Madikizela Mandela's group who opposed the arms deal. So my brother ultimately died because he opposed the arms deal. And because he used to wear his heart on the sleeve, perhaps he was the most outspoken of the women there. And Tabos decided that, and if you get my book published ultimately, you will get to know exactly what I'm talking about. And therefore, the Hydra cartel, in which people like Terra Lekota and Frank Chikani said they are responsible. They are responsible for a lot of things that happened, perhaps including that of my brother, because they were the closest, the inner circle of Thabo Mbeki, even though they were not members. Frank was not a member of parliament. And Johnny Musala, he said he was trained by my brother in the labor movements, a member of the South African Communist Party, Johnny Musala out of Atteridgeville, who became a very close friend to me when I was in Pretoria, told me at Letsema Center at the theater, State Theater, that Thabo Mbeki had a spy out of the Free State who was at some stage a secretary of the SACP in the Free State. I have also forgotten his name, but it will be outed as this thing proceeds, had been set up as a spy on Bavumile. So one day these people will have to clear their names, or they will have, but now even if they want to harm me or take me out, it is in the public space already. It won't help. There is a person by the name of Bongani Ngomane who was seen by the family then as a confidant of Bavumile when he was executive mayor of Ekurhuleni. Confidant, closest. And I suspect that he was Thabo Mbeki's spy, because as soon as I came out with the story of the assassination, then Bongani was on my back like nobody's business, appealing to me that we must solve this politically. He and I must go and see Thabo Mbeki in his house. I said, my goodness. I told him to the face, I don't see no Thabo Mbeki in his house. When I came back, I see Thabo Mbeki where I should see him, not in his house. And when I came back on this thing by last year, Thabo Bongani Ngomane was again running to my family to scare them off, to let me be scared off. I cannot be scared of this thing. It's part of me. If Bavumile died, I have died. So how do you expect me to try to pretend I'm still alive when part of this is my younger brother, immediate younger brother? He died. I died. Maybe because people mourn differently, and maybe they die differently. Members of a family died, but I died the more because I was fed with information, and I dispatched that information to the higher ups, to the office of Thabo Mbeki, to his Director General Frank Chikani, Reverend, hey Reverend, hey Reverend, hey Reverend, hey Reverend. To your office, you did nothing about it, and you are still called Reverend. Now, I'm all out, and these people will have to come out. Then Bongani goes back to my family to traumatize it further. Hey, Paul is calling Thabo Mbeki and them and Jacob Zuma names and so on. Please stop him. How will it hurt anybody if I do that? How was it going to hurt Bongani Ngomane? And wherever he is, look, I have never looked for friendship in my life. I have had friendships that happened because it happened. And some of the friendships were quality friendships. Some of them where I allowed myself to be caught up in lousy friendships. I'm human. I was a friend to very lousy fellows. But most of my friends, some of them have been quality. I still have quality friends today. So I don't need no friends. Even family members who cannot sympathize with my cause, there's nothing I can do about it. Thanks God, some of my family members, very primary family members, are beginning to see what I have been talking about. Because I could not unfold a lot, because especially the Jacob Zuma family had infiltrated Bavumile's family. Seriously so. And they know that. So I could not reveal everything. Some of my family members said, especially when I had taken the matter, some legal minds in the family, my legal mind in the family said to me, when I had taken the matter to the National Prosecuting Authority, and they did nothing about it. He said, how dare do you expect ANC to prosecute ANC? And today they have that Ramaite fellow, Silas Ramaite, back in the seat where Batoli was. And he's just a rogue. He will also, his name and his person will be unearthed when the list, more of this list comes out of these people who have been part of the Hydra cartels. Whew. The year closed with us talking about the Big Five cartel. And somebody said, there are more cartels, there are more cartels. And we didn't know that there is a topmost cartel that has been run in a deep state, shadow and deep state. Silas Ramaite, I took the matter to you. You never came back to me, like Thuli Madonsela. And Thuli Madonsela, I repeat it, stop poking me on Facebook. I don't need to be poked by you. And to be honest, I cannot help disliking you. I just dislike you. And Silas Ramaite, I cannot help disliking you and many others that I have mentioned. At least Ramaite has not been on my case for some time, forever, or ever was. But Madonsela, Thuli Madonsela, get off my back.